Hello. Take back the keys, and I will say, as a Groundswell Action Fund board member, I wholeheartedly agree that we need to take back the keys. Thank you, Vanessa. So my name's Nicole Boucher. I'm the co-executive director of the California Donor Table. Thank you. Give some love to my co-executive director over there, Ludovic Blaine, Tigress, Irene, and the donor table members in this room that know that California is in better hands when our new majority communities have what they need to elect good candidates, pass good policies, and govern and help hold them accountable. Simple, right? That's why we're here. We're here to reshape the playing field because we know that when communities of color lead, they come for everybody. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer for me, but why are we having such a hard time figuring this out in this country? You know, and the thing is, women of color have a history of being told that we don't have what it takes to run things. We're not smart enough, we're not capable enough, but you know, all of these white men that are running our Senate do, right? It has nothing to do with racism and misogyny, it has to do with intelligence and capability. Well, let me tell you, our legacy of resilience and brilliance from our great-grandmothers, our godmothers, our aunties, to us as individuals, know otherwise. So I'll tell you a little story about myself. 25 years ago, I was housing insecure. I had barely graduated high school. I had zero path to anything. And I found myself in a tiny town in Texas working at a catfish diner, making $2.13 an hour. Because my livelihood depended on those tips, me and the women that I worked with, we had to be very smart, very strategic, work with difficult people, relate to people we have nothing to common with, and work very, very hard to make ends meet, as my sisters from Rock in this room will tell you right now. Thank you, my Rock sisters right there, thank you. So imagine for a moment that our senators were as brilliant and as resilient as our Rock sisters over there. So to illustrate that, I'm going to take you on a trip. I'm going to talk about California, but right now we're going to take a trip to Kentucky. We're at the Cracker Barrel. Mitch McConnell is waiting tables at the Cracker Barrel, okay? And let's put him in a really uncomfortable, doily, starchy outfit, right? Because we want him to be hot and sweaty, and y'all know how those table waiting outfits go, right? Mitch, he's been on his feet for 12 hours. He's at the end of his shift, and in walks the Harris family. I'm talking Kamala, Maya, Mina, Tony. They sit in his section. And he goes, man, I cannot stand that family. Oh, it's Kamala. She's always interrupting me when I'm trying to give her the specials and says she won't confirm her order until she's done asking her questions. But then he thinks to himself, wait a second, I got to pay the rent. I got kids at home to feed. I got to put money on the table, and I'll be damned if somebody in Congress is not trying to take away my Obamacare right now. So what does he do? He goes out there and he gives them the best damn service they ever had. And he goes out and he's like, hey, Kamala, how you doing? I loved you in those Kavanaugh hearings last week. Woo! And he's like, Mina, got a phenomenal woman t-shirt. Woo! And he gets it done because literally his livelihood depends on it. So back to the real world, we know that Mitch isn't gonna do this, but that's okay because we got the Rock sisters, we got all of y'all in this room doing amazing work out there. We are building a bench of leaders. In California, we have leaders like Christina Livingston at ACE Action, who's putting renters' rights on the ballot. We've got Mia and Maying and the APIN crew that are fighting for clean air for our communities. We've got Andrea Guerrero down hustling in San Diego to flip 2 congressional seats. We've got Melissa Hurtado, who's running for Senate in the Valley. We've got Jovanka Beckles running for AD 15. We've got Latifah Simon. We have racial equity and justice on track. We have Tamisha Walker in Contra Costa, Monica Wilson in Antioch. The list goes on and on and on. And that brings me to our next speaker, Senator Holly Mitchell, who I like to say, yes, give it some love. For those of you outside of California, she is the gold star standard of state legislators. And there's a lot of things that I can say about Senator Mitchell, from sweeping juvenile and criminal justice reform legislation, to partnering with communities, to her advocacy around climate, early childhood education. But I'm gonna sum this up in 6 letters, because I was on a panel with her a couple of months ago, and somebody said, wow, Holly, we need like 100 of you. Like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna make this work out? One, my answer was like, join the California Donor Table, because that's how we get these kinds of things done. And then she just shrugged and said, yeah, y'all need to do that. But until then, I'm just going to be at GAW, GSDN all day. And the crowd was like, what does that mean? And I was like, grown-ass woman getting shit done. Duh. Welcome, Holly Mitchell. Thank you.